Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news. When we talk about the Cleveland Browns, there's always something brewing, some story that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. But right now, there's a particular situation that's creating quite a buzz, not only among fans, but also within the NFL community, especially as we gear up for the 2025 season. The Browns, a team that's been building and retooling for years now, are once again at a crossroads, and the spotlight is shining brightly on their quarterback situation, which, as many of you know, has been a bit of a roller coaster ride over the past few seasons. Let's start with Shedeur Sanders. Yes, the same Shedeur Sanders who made headlines at Colorado University and was considered one of the top quarterback prospects coming into the NFL draft. The fact that the Browns managed to draft him in the 5th round was a bit of a surprise, especially considering the kind of buzz he had during his college career. Many analysts believed Sanders was destined to go much higher, potentially in the 1st or 2nd round, but the NFL draft process didn't quite pan out that way. Media narratives painted him as somewhat inconsistent, and that caused his stock to fall. Still, the Browns saw something in him, a raw talent that could develop into something special. But here's where things get interesting, because despite the hype, Sanders' role in Cleveland's current quarterback hierarchy isn't exactly crystal clear. Right now, Sanders is still training with the reserves, and as of the latest reports from Browns insider Ashley Bastock, he hasn't yet had the opportunity to practice with the first team. That might come as a surprise to many fans who expected Sanders to be thrown into the fire quickly, especially given his talent and potential. But the Browns, as usual, are taking a cautious approach. Instead, the coaching staff has been giving Shedeur plenty of reps with the second stringers, allowing him to showcase his arm and decision-making in a controlled environment. And from what's been observed in training camp, Sanders has shown flashes of brilliance. His throws have been sharp, his mechanics solid, and he's been impressing coaches and teammates alike with his composure and athleticism. However, the fact remains that his position on the roster is still somewhat uncertain. The Browns already have a veteran presence at quarterback, Kenny Pickett, who's been the starter for a couple of seasons now, and Joe Flacco, that seasoned veteran who's known for his leadership and experience. Add Dillon Gabriel, a talented rookie, who's also fighting for a spot, and you can see why the quarterback room is more crowded than ever. It's almost like a chess game, with each player trying to outshine the other, making it clear that the Browns' coaching staff has a tough decision ahead. The question that's on everyone's mind is, will Shedeur Sanders be given the chance to start early in the season, or will he need to earn his stripes through a gradual process of development and learning behind the veterans? The coaching staff, led by head coach Kevin Stefanski, has been very diplomatic, emphasizing that all quarterbacks will be given opportunities to prove themselves. But make no mistake, fans and analysts alike are curious, especially because the Browns are in a window where they need to maximize their chances of contending for Super Bowl. Now, let's pause here for a moment, because this is where the drama really heats up. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. The Browns' quarterback situation isn't just about who gets the most reps or the most hype. It's about strategy, timing, and understanding what kind of team they want to build for the long haul. Kenny Pickett, despite being the established starter, isn't exactly a lock for Week 1 anymore. There's always that debate among fans and pundits. Should the Browns roll with the veteran, or should they take a chance on the young, talented Sanders? And honestly, it's a complex decision. Pickett has shown flashes of brilliance, especially with his mobility and accuracy, but he's also had his moments of inconsistency. Joe Flacco, on the other hand, is more of a seasoned backup, a safety net for the team, but not necessarily a long-term answer. Dillon Gabriel, as a rookie, is raw but possesses great potential, especially with his arm strength and ability to extend plays. What makes the Browns' situation more intriguing is how they've approached training camp. The organization has been deliberately giving more reps to Pickett and Gabriel, which suggests they're weighing their options carefully. Sanders, despite his impressive throws and natural talent, remains somewhat of a wild card, an unpolished gem that could shine brightly with the right development or flash brilliance early on if given the chance. But as many of you know, NFL teams are often cautious, especially with rookie quarterbacks. They prefer to build gradually, reduce the pressure, and see how a player adapts to the NFL's speed and complexity before handing him the keys to the franchise. Here's the reality. In today's NFL, with the league's emphasis on offensive innovation and high-powered passing attacks, teams are increasingly willing to give young quarterbacks opportunities early. Just look at recent examples: Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and even younger quarterbacks like Bryce Young. Teams are willing to give them a shot, even if they're raw. The Browns are no different. They're aware of the potential that Sanders has, and they're probably asking themselves, when is the right time to unleash him? The fans are divided, of course. Some believe that Sanders is not yet ready to start, that he needs a year or two of grooming, especially considering the pressure of the NFL. Others argue that with his talent and the right coaching, he could be the spark Cleveland needs to elevate their offense and compete at the highest level. And that debate isn't just among fans. Analysts like Terry Pluto have voiced their opinions, saying that Sanders might not be the Week 1 starter and maybe shouldn't be, at least not yet. It's a reminder that patience is a virtue, especially when developing young quarterbacks. But beyond the quarterback battle, there are other factors at play. The Browns' roster is loaded with talent, from their star wide receivers to their formidable offensive line, and a defense that's been improving steadily. The key will be how the quarterback, whether it's Pickett, Sanders, Gabriel, or Flacco, manages to connect with this talent and execute the offense efficiently. Cleveland's offense has the potential to be one of the league's best if they get consistent play under center, and that's why this quarterback competition is so critical. Looking ahead, the Browns are entering a season where every game matters. The AFC North is arguably one of the most competitive divisions in football, with the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers all vying for supremacy. The division has been historically tough, and with teams like Baltimore upgrading their defenses and Cincinnati continuing to develop their young core, Cleveland can't afford to make mistakes at quarterback. They need stability, leadership, and most importantly, a guy who can inspire confidence across the entire team. This brings us to the broader picture. What does all of this mean for the Browns' Super Bowl aspirations? Well, if they manage to find consistency at quarterback, whether it's Pickett, Sanders, or Gabriel, they could be serious contenders. The talent is there, but the quarterback position is always the ultimate X factor in the NFL. Cleveland has assembled a roster capable of competing deep into the playoffs, but the question remains, who will be the one to lead them there? The coaching staff will need to weigh all these factors carefully. It's not just about talent, it's about leadership, football IQ, poise under pressure, and the ability to make the right decisions at crucial moments. Kevin Stefanski has shown he's capable of managing a complex QB room, but this season will test his patience and strategic acumen even further. The Browns' front office, too, will be watching closely, deciding whether to stick with the veteran or roll the dice on Sanders' upside. In the end, what's clear is that the Browns are at a pivotal moment. The next few weeks of training camp and preseason will be crucial in shaping their approach. Will Sanders get more reps with the starters? Will we see him take the field in Week 1? Or will the Browns lean on their veterans for stability? Whatever the outcome, one thing is for sure. Browns fans should stay tuned because this story isn't close to being over. It's unfolding right before our eyes, and it could very well define the franchise's future for years to come. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this quarterback puzzle? Do you believe Shedeur Sanders has what it takes to be the future of the franchise? Or do you think the Browns should stick with the veteran guys for now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. This is the kind of season that could be historic, and I want you all to be part of this journey. celebrating every touchdown, every big play, and every step towards that elusive Super Bowl trophy. Thanks for sticking with me, Browns fans, and let's keep the faith, because the best is yet to come.